It's no secret that the price of travel around the world has gone up. But today, we're going to give you 5 cruise options that you can pick from right now without breaking the bank.
JJ Cruise.
Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Jordan and this is JJ Cruise. Thank you so much for coming into the video today. Now, Jared and I have been on over 80 cruises and a majority of those have been within the last 3 years. A lot of people ask us, it's actually the number one question, how do you travel so much without breaking the bank? And today I'm going to give you some of our secrets and what we look for when we book cruises, but I'm going to give you 5 different types of cruises that you can book today for under $99 per person per day and see some of the most incredible places in the world. And at the end of this, I'm going to give you a bonus one that I actually don't endorse or recommend, but it is another way that you can save money and save a few bucks while booking your cruise vacation. Before we get into it, of course, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you love cruising as much as I do and as Jared does, please consider hitting that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the thumbs up. For some, $99 per person per day may sound a little bit steep in terms of the cost of a cruise. But here in 2024, the average cost of the cruise is upwards of $250 to $300 a day. So when you can find a cruise that is about a third of the cost of the average, I would say that you're doing a pretty good job in terms of deal hunting or looking for cruises on the market that you can take in the next few months. We're going to get right into it. This first one might be a surprise to some people because it's an option that's been around for a little bit, but it's not one that I actually really was even aware of. And it's a program that's put on by Holland America Cruise Line, another cruise that is found in kind of that premium sector. Now, currently at certain ports, including ports like Vancouver, Boston, Quebec City, they have what's called a standby program. A standby program is when you sign up for a cruise and the cruise line notifies you anywhere between 7 days and 2 days to embarkation if you will be sailing on that cruise. The cost is $99 per person per day for an inside cabin and $129 per person per day for an ocean view cabin. Now, for those of you that live within driving distance of these ports like Boston or maybe on the West Coast, Seattle or Vancouver, this is a great option to take a cruise, especially if you're retired or you have some extended time off, because you can go to some incredibly cool places for a really low cost amount while sailing on a nice cruise line. We tried Holland America for the first time last year, and it was one of the best culinary experiences that we have had. If you're a fish or seafood lover, this is the cruise line for you. So don't discount, if you have the flexibility, the option to go on a standby list. I love that Holland America does this. I think that it's brilliant, and I hope to see more cruise lines in the future have some type of program like this. The next option is one that will take you around the world, and that's going to be repositioning cruises. Now, when we talk about repositioning cruises, we're talking about one-way cruises. So cruises that might start in Puerto Rico and go to Florida. Maybe they start in Florida and go to Texas. Or maybe they start in Florida and go to Europe, or start somewhere in Australia and go to Hawaii. Often one-way cruises are some of the lowest cost ways to travel, and it's honestly one of the best. We've been on several transatlantics and one trans-Pacific cruise, and they've been some of the best cruises that we have ever taken in our lives. You often get to see places along the way like the Azores in the transatlantic, or the Hawaiian Islands, or possibly the French Polynesian Islands on your way to Australia. And you can do it for a lot less cost often than the cost of a flight. So if you have the time, if you got 2 to 3 weeks to travel, transatlantic cruises are a great one to look at. But if you need to travel in less amount of time and you're flying, check out the repositioning cruises that go from Florida to Texas, or Florida to Puerto Rico, or maybe New York down to Florida, because those cruises are some of the lowest cost cruises, and you can definitely find cabins, even ocean view cabins, for under $99 per person per day. Our third option for you today is one that actually took me by surprise, but if you're looking to go to Alaska, one of the lowest cost ways to do so is in an inside cabin. Now, if you're okay with sailing in an inside cabin, you can find inside cabins for under $99 per person per day. Now, in fact, This summer, we saw Celebrity Cruises, which Celebrity is in that premium sector. It's a little bit of a nicer cruise line, fall under the $99 per person per day rate when sailing to Alaska in an inside cabin. Sometimes deals like this can go for ocean view cabins as well, but it is one of the best ways to see Alaska if you don't have to have a balcony, and definitely one of those options that isn't going to break the bank. The fourth one isn't as surprising until you looked at specific select sailings that might kind of blow you away in terms of the price. And that's shorter 3 to 5 night cruises. Now we know that weekend cruises have become wildly popular in the last few years. Royal Caribbean is putting one of their largest cruise ships up in Port Canaveral, Utopia of the Seas, specifically to run 3 and 4 night cruises. But if you're looking for something a little bit more affordable, on the West Coast, you have Navigator of the Seas, which does a lot of 3 and 4 night cruises out of Los Angeles down to Mexico and back. And those cruises are some of the most affordable cruises on the market right now. You can often find cruises, especially 4 night cruises during the week, for under the $100 per person per day mark. It's honestly a little bit ridiculous because that cruise ship is totally renovated and it's an amazing cruise ship to go on. So that's one of the best deals that I think we've seen on the market. But Carnival, Celebrity, Royal Caribbean all have these really good deals for short sailings on specific or select dates. Now, one thing I will say is when you start to look at these on the different websites, you are going to want to look off season. The peak season like summer or holidays, you aren't going to find deals quite like these. But if you look off season, like maybe September, October, or after the holidays in January and February, that's where these $99 per day deals are really going to come to light. The last one before we give you our bonus one that I do not recommend is one that I'm not going to talk too much about because it's something we've talked about here on the channel a lot lately, and that's Margaritaville at Sea. We just got off of Margaritaville at Sea Islander. We had a really good time on that ship, and that is one of the most budget-friendly or affordable cruise lines out there right now. You can go and watch the plethora of content we've released about that cruise line, but that is a cruise line that you can pretty consistently throughout the year find those types of deals under $100 per person per day, and you can get on for what we would consider a nice cruise for a budget cruise line. Your bonus point today that I don't necessarily recommend, but it's one that I have to throw in there because if you're on a budget or you just have to get on a cruise ship, it is a great option for finding a good deal, and that is guaranteed cabins. If you don't care the location of your cabin, if you don't mind being under a pool deck, or if you're a really sound sleeper that doesn't get woken up by noise, guaranteed cabins might be one to check out. Often, inside guarantees can be much lower than $99 per person per day, even on some longer, cooler itineraries that you might really want to go to. We have done a number of guaranteed cabins, and we have some even coming up on cruises in the future. So we do this. However, based on our own experience, we don't always recommend that other people do this because we've had some pretty bad experiences, especially with noise. I would say being under the pool deck and then also being put in a connecting room where we can hear our neighbors have been some of the 2 disadvantages we've had to guaranteed cabins. But on the flip side, you kind of pay what you get for it. And when you pay a really low price, you might get a cabin location that isn't ideal or optimal for your cruise. So those were our 6 in total ways that you can travel for under $99 per person per day on a cruise ship. Let me know below what you think of this list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there others that you have that you would add to the list that you really love and you want to share with the world? We always love talking about cruises in the comments below, so I invite you to leave your comments and let us know what you think of this video. Well, that was it for today. Hopefully this video helped you save some money in an upcoming cruise. Again, my name is Jordan. This is JJ Cruise, and until next time, see ya!